Dr. Sharma, you were talking about the universe as beginningless, and jiva as beginningless, and karma as beginningless in the Hindu tradition. And I think that challenges a basic kind of desire that I have to find like the origin of of things, and so asking, asking the question, how did that begin? And always receiving this answer, it's beginningless, it's beginningless. Do you think that that could be, is that a cop out?
Well, it is true that in at least Vedantic Hinduism, and even in Buddhism actually, where the Buddha has a line in a sermon, as far as I can see, O monks, I do not see the beginning of the universe, or something to that effect. So you have the jivas, the living beings, you and I, and we are beginningless. The universe is beginningless. Our involvement in it is beginningless. Karma is beginningless. Yes. Now, it is possible to say that this avoids the issue. You begin by saying that I am what I am because of what I did in the past, the idea of karma. And what I was is in the past. And when I say, when did that past begin? When did it all start? You say there is no beginning. I might feel a little let down. But we can also look at it in another way. It is not the case that it postpones the explanation indefinitely. It is the case that it provides the explanation constantly. What you are today was the result of what you did earlier on in early lives, and what you will be is the result of what you do now. So instead of postponing the explanation, it constantly provides it. That's one way of looking at it. But there's another way of looking at it. If it is a more philosophical way, rather than just a cosmological or a temporal way, which is, if I said that karma has a beginning, karma alone has a beginning, then could there be karma without somebody whose karma it was? No, it is not possible. And if I said there is a jiva, there is the first jiva, but it has no karma. It has no mental, physical, emotional, intellectual properties. That is to say, there is such an acute interdependence between jiva and karma that it is logically not possible to posit jiva without karma and karma without jiva. It is this logical difficulty which is recognized temporally when we say that they have no beginning.
So, would you characterize that as describing a cause rather than an origin, or is there a distinction?
Oh yes, I think you have put your finger on a very interesting point. There is a distinction between between cause and origin. And it has a very important bearing on our discussion. Hinduism and Buddhism in general are more concerned with causes than origins. And to give this position some plausibility, let me try to provide an example from our normal life. Suppose you contract flu for some reason, maybe as a result of jet setting. And you go to the doctor, and the doctor says, yes, we have some treatment for the virus involved. And you are provided with the medicine, and you are cured in due course. Now, when you saw the doctor, was the doctor interested in the origin of your infection or in the cause of your infection? If you were interested in the origin of your infection, then he would have asked you, he would have liked to know, whom did you get this infection from? And who did that person get the infection from? And in a process of almost infinite regress, you get down to the ice ages when viruses first appeared, I guess. This is where a journey down the origin would take him. But it doesn't take that route. He wants to know the cause. And he knows what the cause is, virus. And so he is able to treat you. So a search for origin leads to history, but a search for cause leads to cure. That is why Hindus and Buddhists or at least Hindu and Buddhist philosophers, are more interested in knowing not so much when the rebirth started, our rebirth started, birth and rebirth, but in what causes them, if we want to get beyond them. And this is the proper explanation of the alleged lack of sense of history in Hinduism and Buddhism. Less in Buddhism, but even there. There's a very nice statement of the Buddha. Whether the Buddhas arise or do not arise, these things will remain true. That life is suffering, and so on. Whether they arise or do not arise, that's history. This is cause, basis.
Is there, this might be really a tangent, but is there, in Buddhism, I know that there is often or sometimes some kind of sense that you don't that that too much learning or too much philosophizing could be a distraction, and
This
that
goes right back to the distinction we made. The texts have a history. What has to gather from them, reading text too much and all that, right? We are getting bound in there. What one has to do is to use it in practice, right? The curative part. The cause, they have told you what the cause is. Now, if you start trying to find out who said what, is in a sense going on the wrong tangent. But now that you know the cause, working on the cause to remove it, to modify our life. So, what we need to change is not our reading, but our life. Or not the text we read, but the lessons we draw from them and then apply them to life.